Hey, have you ever left a 30-second conversation and then spent the next 3 hours replaying it in your head? Did I talk too much? Did that joke land weird? Why did I say you too when they said enjoy your meal? If that sounds painfully familiar, you're not broken, weird, or overly dramatic. You're experiencing one of the most common symptoms of social anxiety, post-event rumination, also known as why did I say that syndrome. Today, I'm going to explain exactly why your brain does this and what's actually happening underneath. Let's break it down. Social anxiety isn't really about being shy. At its root, it's an overactive threat detection system. Your brain has one primary job: keep you safe from rejection, embarrassment, and social exclusion. Because way back in evolution, being rejected by the tribe usually meant death. So when you're in, or just finished, a social situation, your amygdala, the alarm center, scans for danger. And in modern life, danger equals someone might think I'm awkward, unlikable, stupid. Because the threat feels real. Your brain treats the interaction like a crime scene. It wants evidence. It wants certainty. It wants to know, did I mess up? How badly? Can I prevent it next time? That's why you replay every sentence, facial expression, pause, and tone. You're not overthinking because you're obsessive. You're overthinking because your nervous system is trying to solve the uncertainty of what other people think. The vicious cycle. Here's the cruel part. This rumination actually increases anxiety for the next interaction. When you obsess over tiny mistakes, you magnify them. A 2-second silence feels like 20 minutes. Ignore neutral or positive cues. They smiled, but you only remember the one glance away. Train your brain to expect failure next time. So you walk into the next conversation already braced for disaster. You feel more tense. You perform a cross-turn. Little worse. You have more material to ruminate over later. It becomes a self-fulfilling loop. Why it feels so intense for some people? Not everyone does this to the same degree. 3 big factors make the overthinking worse. 1. Past experiences. Bullying, harsh criticism, rejection, or even just growing up in an environment where mistakes were punished hard. Your brain learned social errors equals danger. 2. High self-monitoring. Some people have an inner spotlight that's always on themselves. How am I coming across right now? The more you self-monitor during the conversation, the less present you are, and the more weird moments you create to analyze later. 3. Intolerance of uncertainty. If you hate not knowing what someone thinks of you, your brain will keep searching for an answer, even if that means torturing yourself with worst-case scenarios. Here's the good news. This pattern is treatable. And you don't have to become an extrovert or stop caring to get better. The goal isn't to never replay anything. The goal is to shrink the replay from 3 hours to 3 minutes, and then to treat those thoughts more like background noise than gospel truth. Quick reality checks that help many people. Most people are thinking about themselves, not you. Spotlight effect. Others forget 90% of what you said within minutes. The moments you cringe over are usually invisible to everyone else. Even if you did say something awkward, people still like imperfect humans more than perfect robots. So next time you catch yourself spiraling after a conversation, try this simple sentence: my brain is trying to protect me, but it's using an outdated survival strategy. Then gently redirect your attention to something in the present. Your breath, the feel of your feet on the floor, or literally anything that isn't the mental courtroom. You're not overthinking because something's wrong with you. You're overthinking because your brain cares maybe too much about belonging. With practice, it learns that most interactions are safe, and the replay button slowly loses its power. If this resonated, drop a "I do this too" in the comments. You're definitely not alone. And if you want practical steps to actually interrupt the rumination cycle, let me know. I'll cover that next. Take care of that busy brain. You've got this.